Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Nemesis Gaming League play-ins. We have our last matchup of the night, and it is a banger. We're going to the best league, some might say, I might say, and it is the rival league. We've got Galaxy versus Lightspeed and Ventus, man. Joining me in the booth, welcome back. First off, second off, man, I'm excited for this one. I'm excited to get back to some play-in rival league action.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think this could be a good matchup. I'm a little bit hesitant to say that, though. I think that I might give the edge to Lightspeed. I think Lightspeed is just a really solid team, and Galaxy is more of like the play for upset. I think they definitely can do it. I think if DJD is enabling enough, if Trots is playing good, if Dalen is able to kind of round out that roster, they're definitely able to upset. But I think it's more of we're talking about upsets here for Galaxy rather than necessarily it's such a close match we don't really know who's going to win.
Yeah, and you say that, but if you look at the standings, they're both 10 and 8, but Galaxy swept Lightspeed. Now, was there maybe a missing player? Maybe there were some other extenuating circumstances. I don't know. But what I can tell you is there's a 3-0 in the Galaxy Lightspeed department in favor of Galaxy, and that's something that they can hang their hats on. I know DJD has been very, I won't even say proud. Like, he has been very solid this season, very quietly solid in my opinion. He talks a lot, maybe with some other GMs, foam, but he's been really solid and snuck up to the 7 seed in my opinion. I don't know how they got there, but they're the 7 seed now, and they are one win away from making playoffs and avoiding, first off, going to another game, but more importantly, avoiding that 1 seed Gravelord sitting at 18-0, waiting for the 8 seed, whoever it is, to come out of this play-in tournament and probably ruin their day.
Yeah, obviously nobody wants to kind of go against the Gravelords. They were undefeated in the regular season, so they're all playing to face you next week, Flip. So, maybe this is a good chance for you to get a little bit of insight on both of these teams and kind of see what their strengths and weaknesses are. Maybe you never know, it could be a little bit of a scouting match for you as well as just casting.
Yeah, absolutely. I will be taking notes all the time here, but first we got to make sure. I got to see who wins, and right now, you think you've got Lightspeed. You might say Lightspeed in the sweep. I don't know. I'm gonna take Galaxy because I want to play that man I trust. Because earlier in the season, I swept his team, and he said I'll be back for playoffs, and he has a chance right now to make that happen. I want to see it. DJD though, being the menace that he is, Zero having to get that save off his own crossbar. Dalen now looking for the pass across the Trots. Trots shot not going to be good enough to get past Zero once again on that goal line. DJD now towards the backboard. What a touch there! That ball's bouncing mid. A little awkward for Dalen. He's not going to go for it. And more pressure here for Galaxy as Trots once again just getting the beat, but that will not going to be followed up. Failed his wave dash to Parker now looking for the counter attack. Maybe a pass over to Zero, but Trot's going to get that clear, getting demoed in the process. A couple opportunities there for Galaxy. Lightspeed now on the counter attack here, trying to find if they can, make that opportunity stick, but a couple scary opportunities there I felt like for Galaxy. Maybe Lightspeed needs to settle in a little bit.
Yeah, Galaxy definitely came out really hot and fast.
Oh,
And this might
yeah.
be a goal as well. A dunk from Trots. That one's going to find the back of the net. Parker trying to just take a little bit of time off of a great 50 from DJD. Maybe not the best communication that Trots is already on that ball, but a dunk nonetheless allows Galaxy to keep their hot start as they were pretty much in the Lightspeed half for all but about 15 seconds there. And really kind of putting them on the back foot, something where I'm kind of surprised that Galaxy was able to do so easily. And Lightspeed, kind of that team where I'm kind of obviously looking at Landon to be that main perpetrator of offense and defensive transitions. Xerox is obviously going to be in there as part of that, like, offense minded, and he's going to be there to follow up most of the stuff. And it's really going to be up to Parker if he can put himself into this offense and defense. And so far, it seems like a little bit of a disconnect between those two, and it's kind of allowed Galaxy to have a bunch of pressure early on.
Now, can that hold true? Lightspeed's had a couple minutes, it feels like, of possession, although it was really only a couple seconds, it felt like, as now, once again, Galaxy right back on this offensive train here. Galen, though, last man back, who has been a little quiet so far to start this game. A big demo there as that ball pops out to Trotz, who's trying to make a play happen. Parker getting faked. Oh, Trotz with the flip reset. Hit off a Galen as well into the own goal. Maybe not on purpose. Maybe a little bit of a mishap, but either way, it's a 2-0 lead here for Galaxy.
Yeah, and I mean, unfortunately, Lightspeed, you can't really do much about that. The pre-jump comes through, not really intentionally finding his teammate, but Dalen was there, gets a little bit of an extra touch, making it just that much more awkward, but we might see a shot opportunity from Landon, and Strats has to continue to float to be able to save that one. And I mean, overall, Galaxy have just kind of punched Lightspeed in the mouth, you'd say. They kind of got them on the back foot really early. We're going to see if Lightspeed is going to be able to kind of combat that, if they're going to be able to find their rhythm, because this is a great way to get up early, and then all you have to do is just win 1 or 2 more games in order to get the win. And so if Lightspeed aren't able to kind of focus in and kind of get the goal, as this might have been a shot from Xeroxa, but Galaxy really holding on, not only holding on actually, but, you know, kind of being on the forefront. This is the first time we've seen Lightspeed really get much of momentum on the side of offense.
Yeah, and Dalen trying to get a counterattack immediately afterwards. Still, it was a great save there from Trotz, basically just blocking any shot attempt. But Zero is going to get a nasty shot right there. Don't know how he got it around DJD, and I don't think DJD knew how he got it around him either. DJD thought he had it saved, but oh, just over the top, barely enough. And a huge goal there from Zero, a huge counterattack, it feels like. Kind of been their MO, because Galaxy's just had so much pressure. Seeing them actually put that counterattack goal away, maybe Galaxy's backs off a little bit, maybe not, I don't know. But these guys so far, it's been chance after chance here for Galaxy, finally putting that one away for Lightspeed, cutting that lead in half here. Ventus maybe looking for another opportunity right here, gonna get shut down there by Dalen. So far, Lightspeed seems to have found a little bit more momentum here, maybe a little bit of an identity. Let's see if they can keep that going here. This last minute of play is Trotz now looking for a clear, who, in my opinion, stepped up big time. Sometimes didn't show up to the pitch, but whenever he's on this pitch, Ventus, he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's definitely been the bread and butter for this Galaxy. He really allows DJD to be an enabler. You know, we talk about how DJD goes for a lot of these bumps and demos, and I don't even know what just happened there. Is a little bit of a mishap for the Lightspeed roster. Some miscommunication, some low boosts, some not follow-ups. You know, very interesting play. Galaxy going to take full advantage of it. But Trotz on the pitch just elevates DJD's gameplay a lot more, because there's a lot of follow-ups on his demos, on his bumps, on his passes, and it makes him a better player, which, you know, makes it seem like I'm dissing on DJD, which I'm not trying to do whatsoever, but it makes him that much better, where all of his stuff is so much more threatening. You have to pay a lot more attention to him on his rotations and watch DJD a lot more, because he is a much more dangerous threat with Trotz on the pitch.
Yeah, and, you know, Trotz obviously has a hat-trick already. Dalen, who's been really solid so far, as kind of either that third man or second man role, whichever one he needs to play, he plays that role well. DJD now trying to get that ball cleared. This countdown, it's already down to 5 seconds. This game all but over at this point. Lightspeed maybe a little shell-shocked at the pace Galaxy is playing, because I'm not going to say they were just getting outpaced, but it looked like one team was a lot faster than the other one, especially in that midfield. We saw a couple opportunities for counterattacks where I just think Galaxy either played good defense or the shot just wasn't good enough coming out from Lightspeed. But man, Trotz, absolutely stellar game here. 3 goals, 3 saves. I mean, what more can you say? That is just a great performance out of him, and I'm ready to play him in the second round. So if he keeps his performance up, Ventus, it might happen.
You know, it's maybe a little too early to call that one, as, you know, game 1 just got done. It looks like, you know, we talk about how Galaxy has a lot of offense run through Trotz and DJ, but Dalen played very, very solid, especially in the midfield. You talked about being a lot faster, and that was because Dalen was allowed to cut for the ball a lot of the times. He might have been low boost, but he was still able to just pop the ball back to the Lightspeed backboard, or put them in an awkward spot, keep the ball in their half, and force them to continuously play the ball instead of being able to get pads, get some boost and stuff. So he was a kind of an unsung hero for this Galaxy roster, and we see demos coming out galore already. And maybe a shot opportunity from Landon, but he just puts it to backboard instead of being able to find the back of the net. And I'm really looking for Landon to step up. He had that great pass to Xerox in game number 1, but I feel like he's kind of been shut down a little bit. He's been insta-challenged a lot by Trots, Dalen, and DJ, just not wanting to let the ball fall into his hands, kind of getting boost-starved as well. So maybe not just Landon, but maybe the other two need to step up as well, allowing Landon to have some more space on the ball, because this Galaxy roster is just kind of suffocating them right now.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of insta-chows, forcing a lot, which is, you know, I want to say it just feels kind of rare. I feel like in Rival League, you either get it. I feel like a lot of teams just let the other team cook and see what happens, but this Galaxy team, they've put on a lot of pressure just by forcing in the midfield here, as Dalen's going to pop that one high off backboard, a little awkward. Parker able to get that touch over DJD, but Trots is going to have plenty of time to collect this one as he pops that one up. Over 1. Parker now going to get beat as well. It's just Xerox back. That's a pass down to Trots. Trots going to nail the crossbar, and that's the Trots that I know and love, as that ball could have been a goal, maybe should have been a goal, but instead it is still tied 0-0. Landon, you got to look to capitalize on that opportunity. That's a missed touch as well. DJD going to have to save and get that ball cleared. Parker looking for that touch off the backboard. Trots, not a great touch as that ball bounced straight to Zero, but Zero is off the backboard over to Landon, and Zero once again on that ball, able to try to put a shot on target. Trots able to get that ball cleared. Parker with one touch, but Trots gonna hit that towards the backboard once again. Landon now maybe picking up the pace a little bit. Seems like he's got his groove. They found that one mistake where they saw that they probably should have gotten scored on. Didn't happen. Counting their lucky stars. Now they're trying to make Galaxy pay for it. A great pass there from Parker over to Zero. That one towards the backboard. DJ is going to be there, but it's another touch from Zero. That's a great shot. Trots with an even better save. Now DJD gonna leave that one for Xerox, but that's a perfect shot. A great save once again. But finally, gonna go in the back of the net. Galaxy with the goal line stand, but just too much pressure here from Zero.
Yeah, the constant pressure and shots coming out from Landon and Zero really did a number on that Galaxy roster. They made great saves. They put up a great fight, but eventually the ball keep leaking back out into the midfield. The clears not really coming through. The follow-ups not being there either, as we saw Dalen and Trots double committing for the save, and the ball kind of popped back up right into the midfield for the follow-up from Zero. And, I mean, that's kind of what happens. You have to trust your teammates to get this save. And even when that didn't happen, this might be a potential goal opportunity, but gonna be not really that threatening. But, I mean, Lightspeed just kind of finding their groove. You talked about it. They kind of be speeding up. Landon's definitely playing a lot faster, getting a lot more beats in the midfield as well, kind of breaking down that Galaxy midfield presence that they had in game number 1. We'll have to see if they're able to keep this speed, or if there's going to be some cracks, if there's going to be some overcommits in their rotation because of it.
Yeah, and I do see there's a couple times where it feels like it's a 2-on-1 almost, as Dalen tried to put a shot on there, Landon able to make that save. That ball back out mid, Trots with the fake, trying to go over. If he just shot it though, it would have been a goal. Instead, Landon's going to be able to get back, stop DJD from getting a shot. Now Dalen, last man, able to go in the corner though, knowing that his team is going to be back for him in time. Trots now trying to get one more. He can. That's a nice pop out to DJD. DJD off the backboard, and Zero gonna have that save. Gonna look for the shot as well. The shot coming out from Landon goes high towards the backboard. Trots with no boost. Landon shot gonna go high. DJD gonna have to be there for the save, and he is able to get that cleared. No boost, but it gets a nice demo, as Trots is able to get a nasty beat. Dalen, you just gotta put it away, young man, and it goes wide. Parker now, no boost to work with really, but still able to get one touch. Landon towards the corner. That ball bouncing up high. DJD's going to be there. Trots trying to get the bump. It's a long clear. Dalen racing back. Is that one on target? It is! A 2-0 lead here for Lightspeed, when it looked like Galaxy were once again on the doorstep. Zero puts another one away. A 2-0 lead, and with 54 seconds left, a 2-goal lead is devastating.
Yeah, and I mean, that's an all-or-nothing play right there. Dalen had so much faith that Trots was going to be able to get the bump on Zero that he played for it. I gotta respect that you have the faith in your teammates to be able to get the play, but Zero just able to get around it, able to get the clear, and put that one even on target. And that's all Lightspeed really has to do now. They just have to hold on, kind of wait the game out. And it seems like completely different Lightspeed than game number 1. They have a lot more pressure. They're a lot faster with this ball, and I think the main proponent of that is Landon. I feel like he's just been able to rip apart the the midfield of Galaxy and get extra beats that they weren't really having to worry about in game number 1. As Parker has a shot on target, that is definitely the dagger, as Zero putting that one up into the midfield off the backboard. DJD not able to get the read, and Parker, beautiful just follow-up shot, not really needing to do anything. Trust just fish out of water there, sitting in the middle of the net. And Lightspeed, they look new. They look new and improved. They found the thing that they were missing, and they're actually going to find another goal off the kickoff. Landon is going to get the dunk. But this Lightspeed roster, you know, I was a little bit worried with how well Galaxy were able to hold them off in game number 1, but it seems like the floodgates have finally come out.
Yeah, and you know, I'm not. This game could be very different if a couple bounces go, or a couple shots really go in favor of Galaxy. If they were able to shoot, you know, those open nets just a little bit better, actually put them on target. This game could be a little different, but instead it is a 4-0 lead. Shout out to Lightspeed for capitalizing on the mistakes of Galaxy so well. A 4-0 W here. And Zero Xerox. I don't know how. I think it's Xerox. I'm not sure. I say Zero Ventus. I don't know.
It's Xerox, or he was
Xerox.
Xeroxa last
It
season.
was Xeroxa. That's what tripped me out. Okay, well, we'll go Xerox. He had a great game here. That's why I'm trying to bring him up, because I mean, 2 goals, 1 assist, 2 saves. Landon, you know, usually is that guy you want to look to. Xerox, I mean, like throughout the beginning part of the season, it was kind of his show. It felt like Landon was the name, but Xerox was the stat patter. He was the one that was doing it. It felt like so. If Xerox can continue that kind of performance where he kind of is that first man, or you know, second man putting that shot actually on target, it looks like they can be very successful. Parker, once again, playing that easy, safe role. It feels like either being a shooter or being that third man. And if these 3 have a nice unit going, whenever their rotations are working, they work well. Xerox going to pop that one up to Landon. Landon going for the flip reset double. Going to get it, but not going to be on target. Parker going to try to continue that pressure here as a nice flick out. Trotz now, who probably wants a couple shots back from last game. DJD going to get a touch there. Dalen, last man back, going to just be Landon there to the ball. Gets the boost steal as well. Landon with a little bit of time. Trotz now is trying to get a challenge early. Landon wins that 50. DJD faking for his teammate. A little awkward here, though, in the corner. Xerox now looking for the beat on 1. DJD's going to be there, just playing it back to his corner. Trotz a little awkward, playing it as well. Just trying to get that ball out of this corner where it seems like Lightspeed are just kind of loving it there. But now it's a counterattack. Trotz going for the double touch. A great first touch there, but Landon had that one covered. DJD now towards the backboard. Parker a little awkward. DJD's able to get a touch on the clear as well, and a minute in. Lightspeed looking a little Galaxy looking a little dangerous here. Lightspeed all out of sorts, as there was a nice pass across from Trotz, but a good dunk there from Landon. Maybe a counterattack opportunity. Parker now looking for the pass down mid. Xerox going to be up, hitting that one off the backboard. Landon's going to be there. No, it's going to be Trotz clearing that ball away. Landon now there for the follow. And that's what I'm seeing a lot more of. I feel like they're Lightspeed's ready for these Galaxy touches a little bit more, sitting a little farther back, not overcommitting as much, and they're ready for these clears. Parker trying to make a play happen, and that one's off the backboard. Landon's going to be up. Landon's going to put that one away every time. A great pass there from Parker, and Landon with a beautiful shot.
Yeah, and it seems like Galaxy just giving a little bit too much space to the Lightspeed roster. They had great midfield presence, but when they started to get beat out by Lightspeed, they completely threw that away and just decided to give up a lot of space. And Lightspeed just taking full advantage of that. The flick from Parker is absolutely beautiful. It works as a great pass to Landon. Landon was there for the follow-up, and I mean, they were able to put one home, but this might be a dangerous play as Landon has to make a diving save from a shot from Trotz. But it's really come down to who can shoot better. I know Landon had a little bit of a missed shot there in game number 2, and Trotz had a couple misses. So, you know, maybe some shooting will improve as we get further into the series, and that's what Trotz is honestly probably hoping for. He can find the back of the net a little bit more, as he's had a couple great chances that he just hasn't been able to capitalize on. But this might be an open net as Xerox able to get the beat on Dalen. Dalen overcommitting as that third man, not letting DJD rotate back far enough, as a great wave dash pop is going to catch him off guard. And that ball is going to find the back of the net. Lightspeed are able to take a 2-0 lead now. And it seems like Galaxy is all out of sorts. They don't know whether to send their third man. They don't know whether to give space. They don't know whether to hold midfield pressure. the strategy in the first game that worked out for them is no longer seeming to work, and it seems like they are a little bit confused about what to do.
Yeah, Jalen, who's been going as third a lot. I feel like it was working. A lot of his challenges were good. Got a little caught out there. Thought Xerox had no boost, and he did. But the wave dash pop was just too much. As now Dalen's looking for the pass over to DJD, and it's a great one. And that's what I haven't seen a lot of. These passes. I saw one from Trots to Dalen earlier. The shot was just off target. This time it's Dalen to DJD, getting that one on target through the defense. And Lightspeed a little caught off guard, maybe. Galaxy, whenever they are clicking, it does seem to work. And whenever their offense is going, it goes. But Lightspeed, they had that shut down for a long time. Now, finally, a goal to go with it. It's been about a game and a half since they had scored a goal. Landon with a great pre-jump there. Dalen's going to try to get a touch around it, but Landon also got a dunk on him. This is a great opportunity here for Lightspeed. Landon also got a demo in the back end as well, but Xerox a little too far up. DJD with no boost. DJD looking for the demo as well. Dalen now with a lot of boost and a lot of time. Pops someone off the sidewall. Nobody's going to be up here for Lightspeed. Dalen's going to look for one more touch, but that's sent all the way the other way. Trotz has to make the save towards his own corner. Trying to get the follow. Able to get a 50 on the Parker. That ball bounces way up high. DJD, not a lot of boost to work with, just sends it down to Landon. And this is where I think Galaxy are starting to give the ball away a little too much. Lightspeed, I feel like they're sitting back a lot more whenever they realize Galaxy just doesn't have an opportunity to pass it. Galaxy feels like they're giving the ball away to Lightspeed, and Lightspeed, they're taking full advantage of that.
Yeah, they have definitely done well to just sit in the midfield and let them throw the ball away. As we see a lot of these solo plays coming out from Galaxy to get the ball out of their half, but it ends up there not being a follow-up or the pass or a touch. The last touch from the Galaxy player just seems to find its way right to the Lightspeed player in waiting, and we haven't seen much follow-up to kind of break through their midfield line. And it's really kind of hurt Galaxy. It's stunted their offense. And this might be an opportunity off of that mistouch from Landon. Trotz in the corner looking for the Doomsy dish, but he's a great save by Xerox. Parker able to get the clear out. This might be a dangerous counterattack as a 50 coming out into the midfield. But once again, now these teams are just playing all or nothing. They are going and just hoping their last man is able to make a save in time. And we'll see who will come out on top of this bloodbath.
Yeah, great challenge there from Dalen. Maybe able to get another one, but no, DJD's going to go for it. Landon gets the beat. Trotz now looking for the clear down to DJD, but Xerox going to get the stop on that one. That ball is going to be bouncing perfectly for Xerox, but Parker wasn't there for the 50. This time, Trotz is going to try to send that one down to DJD, who's going to be met by Landon in the midfield, who has been a dominant presence in this midfield. He is not letting Galaxy get out of their own half. Parker going to continue to pile the shots on. Dalen going to be there, able to get a beautiful touch there. Trotz trying to meet Landon there, at least get a 50. That ball is bouncing straight down. Xerox has the read, but DJD has the dunk, tying this game up with 13 seconds left.
Yeah, and that's a beautiful play by Trotz. A great 50. It was also a good beat in the midfield. I believe that was Dalen who got the skim, kind of forcing and getting the beat on that second man. And Landon was last back, having to get the corner boost. There was a lot of space there. DJD with a beautiful dunk, able to tie it up with 10 seconds remaining. And if I didn't know any better, this might end in no. Regulation. Is Dalen able to find the shot around Landon, I believe that was. And, I mean, just a perfectly placed shot, bottom corner. And Galaxy went from down 2-1 to up 3-2 in just 6 seconds. Galaxy are, they are hoping to steal this game away and put them on match point.
The D stands for dunk, and Galaxy a 2-1 lead here in this play-in upper round game. A huge win here for Galaxy and Lightspeed. This has got to be just a devastating loss. This kind of loss hurts more than anything. Like, when you were up, letting a goal go in just to tie it up. Okay, that happens. 13 seconds left. All right, let's go to overtime. Nope. No overtime for you. We are going to the next game as Dalen puts the dagger in the back of the net. A huge one there for Galaxy. Not to mention, in my opinion, I think Lightspeed had a lot of possession, had a lot of pressure. They got outshot somehow. Like Ventus, it felt like whenever Galaxy just kind of started sending players. Oh, Guys, I'm a rival player. I thought I joined the lobby for a second. Like that's.
No, no,
Hope I
not
didn't
another
mess.
one.
Yeah. I hope I'm messing it up. Anyway, well, Galaxy just started sending players. Like they had nothing to lose, and well, they didn't lose because they won that one. A huge victory. Like, sending the kitchen sink kind of seems to be the mo here for this Galaxy team as Dalen just has to put that one on target. Oh, just a little too hard on the pass. Xerox gonna have to get that clear, but I mean, like whenever everything is just going a million miles a second, Galaxy seems at home. Like that's where they want to be, and that's where they're comfortable, I guess, Ventus. And now looking at Lightspeed down 2-1. What do you think? As you know, we're heading into this game 30 seconds in, and already it feels like Galaxy got more pressure than they had almost all last game until those last 10 seconds.
Yeah, it feels like Lightspeed now feeling the pressure. They're put on the back foot once again. They are one loss away from match, set, game over. And you can definitely feel that they're feeling a little bit panicky. I feel like they're not playing as possession-based. We see Landon kind of throwing the ball away there. And it just seems like they're not as quick to the follow-ups. They're a little bit discombobulated, a little bit slower. Galaxy has a good shot to kind of take advantage on this team, and that's a great challenge in the midfield by Dalen, who seemingly found his midfield presence from game number 1 again. And, I mean, overall, it's just who wants it more? You know, both these teams are playing pretty well. I think that Galaxy kind of caught Lightspeed off guard at the end of game number 3. But, I mean, it's really anybody's game. They're both playing very well. I mean, when they're on offense, they're making a lot of good touches, some great shot opportunities, as Xeroxa almost got the touch there. And this might be a pass to Parker off the off the ceiling from the save from Dalen. And, I mean, it's really anybody's game. It just comes down to who plays better game to game.
Oh my gosh, Trotz went for the air dribble, forgot the ball, and now Lightspeed once again try to continue their attack. And I saw a lot of great touches in the midfield from both Dalen and Landon. It feels like those two are kind of battling out in the midfield. And shout out to Dalen for like honestly holding his own in that area. He's getting a lot of great little touches in the midfield, getting that ball clear. As DJD now looking to get it past Rocks, as he does, Parker in the air, just pop that one, going for an air dribble. No reset though. Ran out of boost, just going for the plan B maybe. Trotz able to get the 50 as Landon hits that one towards the corner. Not great 50 there from DJD, but Trotz able to get back. No boost except for DJD, but Parker doesn't get the touch. Landon gonna hit that one off the sidewall. Going for the double, and he has it. DJD has the save, though. Parker continuing the pressure. That ball off the backboard. Parker looking for one more touch. Dalen with a nice dunk there, and Landon's touch goes past his own teammate, and Landon with no boost. Dalen misses the mid boost, though. Dalen can only get the 50, and it's a beautiful one, but the demo on iTrot saves a potential goal there. iTrot spawns in that back corner, wants the ball, and Xerox wants it too. A huge dunk there, almost goes straight in. Dalen now looking for the clear. Landon in the midfield, pops that ball way up high. DJD now looking for a little bit of control. No, he passes it over to Dalen. Dalen with the fake, a huge fake is Parker. He misses. iTrot wasn't expecting it though, so a 50 comes out, and Xerox is now on the counter. That ball going to be bouncing off the back wall. A little awkward. Parker could have the shot, not good enough, as iTrot saves that one away. Looking for the follow here. Landon towards the back wall. One touch, but it's going to be DJD following up. As Trotz now grabs the 100 boost, tries to get it past one. Parker's touch a little awkward. Xerox just has to pop that ball up high. Dalen's going to be there. No, Xerox gets the beat on one. Landed towards the sidewall, gets the double. Maybe didn't want it though, as DJD's able to get the long clear. That's not a great touch there from Parker, but Landon cuts it off immediately. Landon gets the beat on the last. That ball's just in. Landon does it himself.
Yeah, that's a beautiful play from Landon. A great cut, getting the beat on iTrot's. Dalen instant challenge, third man, kind of stuck in that. I mean, he kind of has to go in that position, full boosting, and Landon just a great play to recognize, getting the beat. And I mean, even if it wasn't necessarily his plan to put it on target, this might be a shot though on target. Landon kind of just playing the beat on the last man, gonna get the bar down, but his teammate was there for the follow-up anyways after being the last man out. And, I mean, Lightspeed taking a lead late in game number 4, trying to force that game 5 alert, and that's the player to do it. And I wanted Landon to kind of be that player to step up throughout this series, and he has definitely done so in this game.
Yeah, Dalen, a little panic in the net here, as Galaxy have had 2 shots all game, and they just came after the goal was scored. Like, it's been a very dominant performance here for Lightspeed. A lot of pressure here as DJD getting 50 by Parker there in the midfield, and now Landon's looking for the shot. But Parker grabbed the boost as well, so all DJD can do is get a touch. As now Dalen looking for the clear, but Xerox is already there. 30 seconds remaining. They need more than a miracle this time. DJD with a 50. Maybe an overcommit here by Parker. I trust. Going to try to take that ball, but Landon with the cut. Jalen now, maybe a little bit of time. Goes for the 180 flick. Doesn't get it. But that's not a great touch there from Parker, but a huge bump onto DJD. Now Parker, he gets bumped off the ball. Jalen towards the sidewall. 12 seconds remaining. Jalen trying to make one last play happen. Parker trying to get a 50 in the midfield, and he does. I trust is in the air. I trust has Jalen on the side. He finds him, but that ball is headed straight for the floor. It's still up. That ball off the backboard is Landon. Try to clear. Parker looking for the 50. That ball finally hits the ground. It's Lightspeed wins this one 1-0. A little closer and a lot less scoring in this one than what we've seen throughout the series. But it felt like a very dominant Lightspeed win here. And I mean, the shots show that it is 8 shots to 2. And Galaxy just felt like they couldn't get out of their own half. And it felt like Landon was the brick wall in the midfield that just would not let them through.
Yeah, I mean, Lightspeed had a lot of the pressure, but we saw them almost crumble once again like they did in game number 3. They almost conceded, and it could have been absolute devastation for Galaxy to tie it up in game number 4 and force another OT, but Lightspeed did hold on in time. A good bump, like we talked about for Landon, got the bump on DJD, and I mean, that's all that mattered for that game is they were able to take it away and force a game 5. And I mean, I thought this was going to be not a super close series. I thought Lightspeed was probably going to win in 4. But for it to come down, Galaxy has played very well. They've been forcing a lot of opportunities out of Lightspeed and really just taking advantage in the midfield. And they have earned this game 5. You know, you'd hope that Galaxy was able to take it in game 4, but everybody wants game 5, let's be real. I mean, the only thing better could be overtime.
Yeah, I mean, game 5 overtime is it's absolute cinema incoming no matter what. So that's what we are here to see. I mean, it's just gonna be a spectacle to watch. So Landon, make sure you put on a good show for us. As iTrots gets one touch, Galen's gonna take that one from him. Galen with a nice dribble around one. Parker last man back, and Landon able to get back for him as well. That ball bouncing a little awkward here. Landon just trying to get a touch over one. Trots is going to be there trying to get a 50 on another, but Xerox with a good touch. Dalen with a nice pop over one. Gets the 50 on the other. Only one there is going to be Landon, though. Putting that one back towards the Galaxy corner. DJ's touch a little awkward. Able to get a follow, though. Xerox patiently waiting for that. As Dalen's going to hit a long shot. That ball going to get saved away by Landon. A 50 there from Trots. Going to send the ball all the way to the other corner. DJD now. With one touch towards the sidewall, maybe looking for a double. Bails on it. Gets the fake on Landon. Going for the air dribble. Cringe! Not going to get it. Xerox had to save into the double for the clear. iTrust now trying to take that ball up the wall. Doesn't have the boost. A great 50 there from Xerox. DJG has to get a touch, and he does. Last man back and saved Galaxy there. Keeping this scoreline at 0-0 so far. Lightspeed. They had, looks like the best opportunity, but that air dribble bump could have been a great one for Galaxy as well. Both these teams, they don't want to give it up here in Game 5.
Sorry, I just completely lost my train of thought there. Yeah, I mean, so far, both these teams kind of just fighting back and forth, especially in the midfield. I mean, Lightspeed had a lot of opportunities on the net, and they just couldn't convert. Some great defense, but this might be a dangerous play. It's another great touch there coming out from shots. It seems like as soon as we think one team is going to score, that last man back just gets back perfectly in time to make a show-stopping save. And you can only really do those for so often as another shot, not on target, comes out from Landon. But both these teams playing very well. I don't really know who has more of an advantage so far. I feel like they both are kind of letting a lot of presence go in the midfield and kind of just waiting and playing back in the net, allowing for them to get the clears and kind of just forcing closer to the net just to make challenges. And it's worked out for both teams so far, but that's only a matter of time, especially when demos come into play like that. Is this ball in the midfield? Trots is there. Oh, the ball! An absolute devastation as Trots gives a great pass to DJD. But man, you want that one back with being able to take an early, well, not early, but a lead in game number 5.
A goal that would have been a huge one here in game 5. Instead, it is the whiff that was heard around the world as Dalen He's going to have to air dribble this one out of his own half. Not able to get the touch, so DJD on the backboard's not able to get the touch either. Trotz twerking in net, trying to get something done. Landon with the shot. That one's going to be off the crossbar. DJD with the flick on one. Parker's going to be there. 50 by DJD once again. DJD able to get another touch as well, saving this Galaxy team from themselves, it feels like. Landon not able to get the flip. Going to leave that one for Xerox. DJD, last man back once again. Gets a touch around one. Gets bumped. Going to get the 50 as well. DJD is just everywhere right now. iTrust trying to get the touch, barely does so, fakes out his own teammate though, and that's an open net. That net's wide open! Xerox just couldn't get around it, and that one also a miss on the Lightspeed side this time. So both these teams may be a little nervous, don't want to give up this one goal. Xerox able to put that one away though, and it felt like Galaxy's rotations were just a little too off here, and I started seeing a lot of gaps, and finally Lightspeed's able to capitalize.
DJD leaving that back post to try to go get some boosts as he had been starved for about a minute there. And, I mean, just not the best clear coming out from Troz. It's a little bit hard. The follow from Dalen wasn't able to come through, and that's been a problem for this Galaxy roster. It's allowed Lightspeed to hold and start to gain a grip on that midfield, and Landon is just doing Landon things, getting beats into this Galaxy half, really forcing them into tough spots. That's a dunk. That one almost on target, but with just a minute left, all Lightspeed has to do is hold on, but it seems like they want to add another one to it. They want to put the dagger, but it might turn bad as DJD's able to find the miss rotation from Xerox as Parker had a team bump on Landon off the pass, off the sidewall, and it seems like, you know, the nerves are really getting to both of these teams here in game number 5.
Oh my goodness. What a play there. And DJD, wait, he'll find the back of the net. Landon looking for the clear. Tries to hit that one off the backboard. Is it just in? No, Parker has the read, though, off the backboard. 2 Galaxy players committed. Parker looking for the pass out to Landon. It's Xerox that's able to get the clear. Dalen, it's over your head, but he's able to get the touch towards the sidewall. A little awkward, though. Landon gets bumped here. Trotz has to make the save, and he does. Trotz maybe looking for a follow. Xerox gonna hit that one off the sidewall. Trotz is gonna be there to answer it. Parker gonna try to get it, but it's gonna be Trotz finding Dalen. Parker on the back wall with a beautiful touch there. No boost to work with left, but he does find Landon in the midfield. Landon doesn't get a touch. DJD with no boost. Passes it over to Parker. Trotz a little awkward. Tries to pop that ball up high. Xerox is going to be there. Just giving Xerox time in the air is so dangerous. But with 4 seconds left, Lightspeed and Galaxy, they might just won overtime at this point. I don't know. This ball looking like it's going to fall. And we have overtime, game 5, Ventus, you called it. And let's see, is it going to be a kickoff goal? DJD going for the 50. This one's going to be bouncing down, rolling kind of awkward. Landon has no boost. iTrust is going to be there. That's going to be a shot. Xerox is going to have that save, though. Dalen in the midfield looking to continue the pressure. That's one touch over to Trotz, but Xerox is going to have the save there. DJD with 100 boost. Okay, we get that long clear, but Parker had that one pre-jump. That ball bouncing towards the midfield, really awkward. Parker leaves it for Landon. Landon with the shot. Parker with the bump. It's off target. Trotz is able to make the save. And now this ball back towards the midfield. Xerox looking for Landon. The pre-jump. DJD. No, it's Dalen with the save. Parker in the air. No boost to work with, so not a powerful shot. Trotz in the air, able to get one touch, not able to get the 50 on the other. DJD, last man back, has to respect Xerox's touch. Doesn't happen, though. That ball bouncing straight down. Trotz doesn't jump, but Dalen's there for the save. Galaxy counting their lucky stars. Xerox gonna put it away! Top left bins. Finally, Lightspeed strike. And Galaxy, they held on for dear life, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, and it just seemed like it was only a matter of time. Lightspeed laying on all the pressure in overtime. It seems like they just had everything going for them. Got a bunch of dunks in the midfield. Got a bunch of shots on target. And man, that was such a close way to end the series. You know, I did not expect this to go to 5. I am so glad it did. Not only game 5, but game 5 overtime. What an absolute treat to end off the first night of play-ins.
Man, I cannot wait to see the next match of play-ins. The next bunch, honestly, because tonight has been game 5s after game 5s, it feels like. And finally, we climaxed it off with a game 5 overtime. Bonanza. I couldn't even tell you what that was. That was a show, to say the least. Galaxy are going down to face the winner of Thunderbirds and I forget Distortion. That's the last team. And Ventus, you said you weren't gonna like you don't have Galaxy favored in any. Doesn't matter who they're playing. Anybody in this postseason, you probably are picking the other team over Galaxy after this performance, where Galaxy took Lightspeed to the brink. Did that change your mind a little bit? And how do you feel about Lightspeed after that close series?
Look, Galaxy played great. They had a lot of, you know, holes though, I think. They made a lot of mistakes, especially with their third man, and I think it was them trying to play really aggressive in the midfield, which can work, but I think you need to play it a little bit smarter. You need to have more cuts in the midfield so that you don't have to just throw yourself as hard man rotations. But I definitely think that they shocked me. I thought they played a lot better than I thought they would. And maybe it takes Lightspeed down a notch too. Obviously, Lightspeed going on to play the Pineapples, which is your team in the first round of playoffs. I think this is a great showing as to what Lightspeed can really do. And what they have issues with. It seemed like they were getting shut down a lot in the midfield for a majority of the game until Landon and Xerox kind of stepped it up. They found another notch of speed, and it really was the difference maker in the series. But I think these teams were a lot closer than I initially predicted. I still got it right. I still picked Lightspeed, and I'm 4 for 4 on the day. So maybe it was a sign that I have the script in my hands, and just wanted to get a game wrong for the fans. You don't.
Hmm.
It doesn't seem like you buy that one though.
No, I think Galaxy is just a little underrated, and I think Trotz, whenever he's playing well, and whenever Dalen is able to be that just great annoying presence in the midfield, they can be great. They can be a great team. But Thunderbirds and Distortion, I think, are probably better. Like that, those two teams are teams that came together after both records were already a little bit iffy. And so these three players, they are all or sorry, those three players on each of those teams are all really solid. So whoever it is, whoever wins that matchup, going to be a great one. But man, I can't wait to play Lightspeed because if they found Landon or Dalen annoying, man, they're gonna find Flashy 10 times more annoying. I can't wait for it. But just that's gonna wrap it up here for us, Ventus. Thank you for casting with me. Shout out to the sponsor, our premium subscribers. Before we head out, and also shout out to anybody that gifted any donations today because I mean it was a crazy night of Rocket League, crazy night in the Nemesis Gaming League. We got the postseason finally started here. So Ventus, I thank you for being here, man. It was a pleasure, and I can't wait for more action here because we got a lot of it left.
Yeah, playoffs and play-ins are just getting started. We have so many more amazing matches in store. We will see you guys back Wednesday. I believe it's at 8 o'clock this time. I believe there's a later match next or on Wednesday. We start out at 8 though, so tune back in at 8 o'clock Wednesday to have some more amazing matches, and hopefully we get to see some more game fives.
That'll be great. But with that, we will be heading out of here. So tune back in Wednesday, and with that, we're done here. Doses.